In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a ruffle. A ruffle is a gathering for fabric, which is mainly used for decorative purposes in your projects. So let's get started. What I have here is the skirt that I'm working on. This is the top half of my skirt. This big piece down here, this is the ruffle that I want to sew to the bottom of my skirt. But as you can see, it's a really big piece, and this is actually folded in half. I have another layer underneath this top layer, and I stitched it along the sides for the side seam. As it is right now, it's too big to put on the bottom of the skirt. So what we do to make it smaller and also to create a ripple effect is you baste all along the top part of the skirt here. When you finish basting and you don't do any back stitching on this stitch, you pull the threads. When you pull the threads, this will begin to gather. And as it gathers, it gradually becomes smaller. Once you have it to a point where you can match your notches and your side seams, then you're done pulling your basting stitch and it's the right size. So we're gonna get started, and I'm gonna bring over the machine so I can start basting the top. So now I'm gonna start basting all the way around the top of my ruffle here. And I took off the arm extensions on my machine just to make it a little easier when I'm going around on the ruffle, but I mean, you don't have to do that, but for me it's just easier. You want to make sure that your basting stitch is your largest stitch you have on your machine, the longest stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to a base, which on my machine is a 6.0. And you're not going to be doing any back stitching. So you're just going to sew all on the top. And when you're finished with this one, you're then going to go in 1/4 of an inch, because this first basting stitch is at the 5/8 seam allowance, or whatever your normal seam allowance is, and then you go 1/4 inch away from that, and then you do another basting stitch. And the reason why you do that is because when you're pulling your threads, you have 2 threads to pull on instead of 1, so it makes it a little bit stronger and a little bit easier. So if for some reason you happen to bust one, you still have another one. You don't have to restitch another basting stitch in there, but it just makes it a little better to do 2 as opposed to 1. So when I get to the end of this, again, no back stitching, because you can't pull your threads and make it gather if there's a knot tied at the end of your seam. So I'm just finishing up my first baste here. And I'm not going to go all the way to, here's my starting point. I'm not going to go all the way to that starting point there. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a gap. So I make sure that I don't overlap next and cause a knot. So now I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch away from that stitch. So it's going to be a little bit closer to your edge here. And same thing, you're not going to do a back stitch or anything like that. So I'm just going to stick it in. And now go all the way around again. Here's my ruffle now with the 2 basting stitches on the top. I have one at the 5/8 inch seam allowance, and I have one 1/4 inch above that. Right here on my side are my threads from the end of the basting stitch. So I have 2 on one side, 2 on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top 2, I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to pull, and you see how it starts to gather here at the top as I pull. Now I'm going to hold my strings, and I'm going to pull these ruffles and try to distribute them evenly throughout the whole length of my skirt. If I just keep pulling, I'm only going to get my ruffles on one end, but you want them pretty evenly distributed. So you just keep pulling and then just work their way down. Once I get done with this side, then I'm going to pull my 2 strings on the back. So that's going to create the ruffle on the other side. So I'm going to do this now for the whole skirt. So I've done the skirt halfway. You can see on this side, it's all gathered, and it kind of lays in soft folds as if you would imagine a curtain hanging in your window. This side is still relatively flat, so I still have to do this side, but I just wanted to show you an example of what the gathered side looks like. So I finished gathering my ruffle here. This is my skirt bottom, and I've tucked the ruffle in between the pieces of the skirt bottom. So you have it right side to right side. Here's the right side of the skirt, here's the right side of the ruffle facing each other. Now what you want to do is you want to match the notches, which you should have on both pieces. You match the notches and you match the side seams right here. So I have a notch here and here in my skirt, and then in my ruffle I have a notch here and I have a notch here. So I'm going to line this up, and I'm going to line this up over here with this notch. And it might be a little short. If it's a little short, all you do is just let out your gather some more. You just gathered it too much. Now, if it's too long, then that means that you have to gather some more. So you pull your strings and you bring in more of a gather. So you're going to match all these elements, and then you're going to pin the ruffle to the bottom of the skirt. Then what we're going to do after that is we're going to baste these two pieces together. So I'm going to go ahead and pin this and adjust my ruffle so it fits all the way around the bottom of my skirt. So I have my two layers pinned together. I have my skirt on this side, my ruffle on this side. The fabrics are right side to right side, so the top of the ruffle is pinned to the bottom of my skirt. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to baste these two pieces together at the 5/8 seam allowance, which is where I did my first basting stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and baste all the way around, and you want it to be on your longest stitch. And then once you're done basting, you're then going to do a regular stitch right over that basting stitch just to reinforce it and do your final stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and go all the way around with the basting stitch. And it's at the 5/8 seam allowance. So I finished doing my basting stitch. Now I'm going to do a regular seam at the same width, so it's also the 5/8 seam allowance. So it's going to go right over the basting stitch, and I'm going to do a couple stitches and then do a couple back stitches and then go all the way around the skirt again. So it's just securing the skirt to the stitch you just did, and that's basically it, how to create a ruffle. It's not really that hard. I finished stitching the top of my ruffle to the bottom of my skirt. So the last thing I forgot to mention is you need to trim your seam. Here's my seam right here, and I want to clip it so my seam is actually probably going to end up maybe 1/4 inch. And the reason why you do this is so you don't have that much bulk right here where your ruffle meets the rest of your project. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim it. You're going to be very careful not to cut your seam, or else you're going to create a hole. And some of the gathering is actually kind of hard to go through. So you just want to be very careful and go very slowly. And you can also trim all your strings that are hanging off and everything like that. So that's fine. So after I finish cutting this off, I'll show you what the ruffle looks like on the right side. So here's the right side of my ruffle, and it's attached to the bottom of my skirt. So as you can see, it just kind of has a soft, flowy look to it. Obviously, the more you gather it, the more ruffly it's going to be. So it's either your preference or what the project requires. But this is basically how you make a ruffle and then how you put it into your project.
Our book, Professor Pincushin's Beginner Guide to Sewing, Garment Making for Nervous Newbies, is now available to order. Go to professorpincushion.com/books or click on the link in the description to see a list of vendors where you can purchase it.